From wooden toys to sky dreams. Picture this, a kid named Bill. He's super curious, but also flat broke. All he has is dreams, big dreams about the sky. While other kids see clouds, he sees cool machines riding the wind. But Bill's too poor to buy toys. So he spends his days watching the rich kids play, learning from their games. He picks up bits of wood and metal, fixing up old bikes and engines. Even broken boats get a new life, with a bit of grease and elbow grease. And all this happens in a humble garage, not a fancy workshop. You might be thinking, who's this kid? Why should I care? Well, this story isn't just any kid. It's about William Boeing, the guy who started one of the biggest plane companies in the world, Boeing. Now, you might have heard of Boeing, right? They make those massive airplanes that fly people and cargo all over the globe. But before there were these giant planes, there was just one guy with a dream. Now, before we take off on this wild journey, I want you to think about this. If you saw a poor kid tinkering in a garage, what would you think? Would you see an engineer in the making? Or just a bored kid with nothing better to do? Now, let's go back to Bill's story. Now, Bill's not your average kid. He's got this mechanical mind. All because of his love for taking things apart and putting them back together. Every screw, every gear, every engine becomes a puzzle to solve. And he's determined to figure it out. Now, those rich kids with their expensive toys, they don't have half the fun Bill does. His first obsession? Well, that's the limit. He's not happy with what's out there. He wants to build something better, something that can fly higher, faster, and farther than anything anyone has ever seen before. Now here's where our story takes a turn. Most people see clouds, but Bill sees planes. Most people see challenges, but Bill sees possibilities. And most people stay on the ground, but Bill dreams of the sky. He's not just interested in how things work. He wants to make them work better, especially those flying machines. One day he comes across a crazy idea, a flying boat. Imagine a boat that can fly. Sounds wild, right? But Bill thinks it's genius. He believes it can solve all kinds of problems. But here's where things get real. This flying boat almost sinks his dreams. You see, Bill isn't satisfied with just buying and using things. He wants to understand them inside out. So when he buys a flying boat, he takes it apart. He studies every piece, trying to figure out how it all fits together. Then he starts to experiment, making small changes, hoping for big results. But instead of soaring high, his flying boat crashes low. Again and again, it fails. Hard, but guess what? Bill doesn't give up. He's like a scientist chasing the truth, dissects every failure, looking for answers in the wreckage. You know those times when you try and try, but things just don't work out? Well, Bill turns those failures into fuel, using them to make his next attempt even better. He's not afraid of falling because every fall brings him closer to his goal. Now, you might be wondering, did anyone support him in this crazy journey? Well, some did, like his mom. She saw the fire in her son's eyes, the passion that drove him, but many didn't get it. People around Bill laughed at the idea of man-made flight, especially coming from a poor boy with no name and no money. They thought he was out of his mind, but Bill didn't let that stop him. He saw possibility in every blueprint, every design, every scrap of metal. And to him, the sky wasn't just the limit, it was the start. Let's fast forward a bit, shall we? Bill's grown up now and he's still tinkering, but on a bigger scale. He's moved from his mom's house to a proper boathouse, but don't get confused. This isn't your typical boathouse. It's where Bill builds his first aircraft, the thing that will change everything. Now, if you were expecting a big factory, well, you'd be wrong. Bill's first aircraft is built in a boathouse, not a fancy hangar. It's humble beginnings for sure. But inside that boathouse, dreams take flight. Bill isn't just assembling planes, he's creating history. As World War I heats up, the demand for air technology skyrockets. And who's ready for it? Bill Boeing. He turns his small boathouse operation into the backbone of aviation. Well, that's a big deal. So how does this one man make a global impact? Let's break it down. First off, he's got the planes. His company, Boeing, produces aircraft that are changing the game. They're helping pilots fly higher, faster, and further than ever before. Talk about a game changer. But that's not all. Boeing isn't just about building planes. It's about building a revolution. Bill's idea of mass production makes planes more accessible, more reliable, and more affordable. It's like putting a rocket booster on aviation. And then there's innovation. Bill's planes are the talk of the town, especially the B-1 bomber. It's so advanced that the US military adopts it as their main bomber during World War II. That's a major league stamp of approval. Now, everyone wants a piece of the Boeing pie. Stockholders jump in, eager to be part of the action. And soon enough, Boeing goes public. It's like hitting the jackpot, except instead of gold, it's stocks. But here's the kicker. Throughout all this excitement, Bill stays grounded. He doesn't chase fame or fortune. He chases function and progress. It's all about creating the best aircraft possible for him. Success isn't measured in headlines or ticker tape parades. It's measured in the quality and impact of his creations. Now, let's rewind a bit. Do you remember Bill's flying boat? Yeah, that thing that crashed more times than a rookie pilot. Well, it turns out that wasn't just a random idea. It was the start of something big, the Model 1, the very first Boeing aircraft.
Talk about a grand debut.
And how did it fare? You guessed it, it sold like hotcakes. Word gets around and suddenly orders are pouring in from all corners. We're talking about more than 30 planes sold in less than 2 years. That's a success story if I've ever heard one. But here's where things take a twist. You see, Bill's not done with the Model 1. He's already working on version 2. Why? Because in Bill's world, there's no such thing as perfect. He's always tweaking, always improving. Let me tell you, the Model 2 is a beast. It can haul up to 1,300 pounds of cargo. That's heavier than most of its competitors. Maximum takeoff weight. It's like comparing a pickup truck to a family sedan. Now here's a question for you. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken? Come on, be honest. Well, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur, I've got news for you. The biggest risk isn't in business. It's in daring to dream big and challenging the status quo. Bill took that risk when he left his regular job to focus on his flying boat idea. He put everything on the line. His reputation, his finances, his future. Can you imagine the pressure? Here's the thing. Most people play it safe, sticking to what's familiar, avoiding that leap of faith. But Bill, well, he was different. He saw a problem, and he had a solution. And even when others didn't believe in him, he believed in his idea. He took the plunge, and he didn't look back. In fact, he doubled down. When things got tough, he kept pushing, kept innovating, kept improving. He saw opportunities where others saw obstacles. Fast forward a bit, and Boeing is booming. Orders are piling up, investors are lining up, and the future looks brighter than a runway at sunset. But guess what? Bill's not content with the success. Oh no, he's already setting his sights on the next challenge, the next level, the next breakthrough. And that's the secret to Bill's success, to Boeing's success. It's not just about the planes, the numbers, or the profits. It's about the relentless pursuit of progress, the constant drive to innovate. Bill's story is a testament to that. It's a story of courage, determination, and vision. It's a story that shows us that the biggest risks often lead to the greatest rewards. Now, here's a question for you. What's the biggest risk you've ever taken? Come on, be honest. Did you take a chance on a new opportunity? Did you follow your passion? Did you dare to dream big? Because let's face it, life is a gamble, and the biggest risk is often not taking any risk at all. And with that note, let's bring this adventure to a close. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the sky.
Till next time.
Keep dreaming, keep innovating, and keep reaching for the clouds.